Hi, it's Lynn, and I am at the Office Restaurant on Medano Beach in Cabo San Lucas, and once again, it's a gorgeous Saturday morning. I am on my continuing efforts to figure out how you can see me with the background of the bright light coming in when the restaurant is completely covered with umbrellas. So I bought this giant LED light, which it is really bright when I tried it in my house. And out here, this giant light makes absolutely no difference at all. So that was my final try of lighting. I give up as far as that goes. I guess this is as clear as I'm ever going to be when I'm doing these in the mornings. I'd like to welcome Brett Kitchen. Thank you for watching. And Dr. Fern Caslow, thank you for being here. Good morning. It is a gorgeous day here. I think it's going to be a little warmer today. Yesterday, in whatever time it was, I think like 3 o'clock or something like that, I looked at my phone and it was only 78 or 79 degrees. So I did a little screen capture and posted it on Facebook, because having weather in the 70s here is unbelievable for the middle of June. By this time, it's mostly in the upper 80s every day. So this is pretty nice, but it feels a little more humid today. Not exactly sure why, but it's gorgeous. So today we're going to be talking about if there's a conspiracy to keep you unhealthy in your life. And on the way down here, as I was driving, I thought of something else, and anything that comes on the topic of food is always difficult. It's difficult to change people's habits when it comes to food, because food is something we can't live without. Food is family, food is love, food is comfort. There are so many things that humans have connected with food that it can be hard to unravel those connections and look at your health in terms of food. But one thing that most likely doesn't have any of those kind of connections with, that you can, an easy shift to be healthier, is to, something that does concern food, is to really try your best to get as many chemicals and toxins out of the food that you eat. Certainly stop using artificial sweeteners. They are poison. So that would be the one thing. If you can't go without sweetener, use something real. Try to wean yourself slowly off of it. When I found out about artificial sweeteners, I just went cold turkey, and no more, sugar in my coffee or in my iced tea or anything. But the things that are easy to do is get the chemicals out of your personal care products, things that you put on your body, and also out of your cleaning products. Those are such simple switches to make, and literally they do not have to cost any more than what you're already spending. I'm not asking that you go and spend a fortune at Whole Foods buying all that stuff there. If you need help with that, just let me know. I'm happy to give you the scoop on how you can switch out all those things for no more money than what you're paying for grocery store brands now that are full of chemicals. So let's talk about food, because what started this whole conversation in my mind this week was seeing a meme on Facebook where it showed a picture of a hamburger and a salad, and the hamburger said it was $1 and the salad $7. I'm assuming that was from a fast food restaurant. Good morning, Michael Rowley. Nice to have you here. From some kind of fast food restaurant. It didn't say, and there was no comments, just the meme, and it said something about, let's not talk about the obesity problem in the U.S. when this is the case. And first I thought, okay, why is that the cause of obesity in America? That's just one thing. But it's so easy to put out there in a meme, and so easy for people to latch onto. My other thought was, is a salad at a fast food place really $7? I haven't been to a fast food place in years, so I don't know, but that seemed definitely high to me. So I thought, where does it take $7 to make a salad? That's kind of crazy. But then I just kept thinking about it all day. It was rolling around in the back of my head, and I thought, you know what? That's an issue, but I don't think it's the issue. I think the issues that people have with food go a whole lot deeper. And there's one thing that I thought about, and that's that people eat what they know, whether it's healthy for them or not. They have certain things that they grow up eating, certain dishes that they know how to prepare, certain foods that they're familiar with that are comfort to them, things that remind them of family, things that they share with their friends, things that they like when they go out to eat. And so it doesn't really come down to what's good for you. It's, this is what I know. This is what I grew up eating. This is what I always eat. And the other thing is peer pressure, whether it's from friends and family, whether it's a social setting that you're eating in. There's a lot of peer pressure that's difficult to resist, right? I know a woman that is on a tight budget, and yet I see her at Costco buying the big bags of premium chocolates and the gourmet popcorn and things like that. And I know that she not only is on a tight budget, but her doctor has told her that she needs to lose a good amount of weight. And she knows that, but she just can't be able to do anything about it for a multitude of reasons, like the ones we just talked about. It can be really hard. And so recently she ended up in the hospital. And it's like food has such a huge pull on people that it really can be difficult to do anything that shifts that. And for a lot of people, they really don't even know where to start. And that's another problem. The thing is that kids, adults in your house, they all want things to stay the same. They like the relationship that the family has with food. They may know that you have some kind of health issues and that you really need to change the way you eat. But at the same time, they're kind of in denial. And so they push you to leave things the same. And the person who needs to change the way they're eating doesn't want to deprive anybody else. And yet, how many of you go to the store and buy all that crap and say you're buying it for somebody else, but then you still eat it? And, again, it's hard to resist those things when it comes to the pull of food. And so many processed foods now are manufactured in a way that it creates almost a drug-like reaction that forces you to eat more or crave more of that particular food. Food producers are really tricky about that kind of stuff, and you'd be surprised what's inside and what the chemicals are that they put in food, which is another reason to get all those chemicals and toxins out of the food that you eat, and at least eat whole food. Eat food that you know what it is, so that you don't have to wonder what's in it. And the other thing is, when you're out socially, it's hard to say no. If you go out to dinner with a group of friends and they want to order that appetizer that you know is full of fat and grease, you don't want to be the only one that says, no, I'm not eating that, so you go along. Or you belong to a club or a church, and maybe you're helping to cook for an event, or at least you're eating. You're going to eat what everybody else is eating because you want to be part of the group. So I understand that, but at some point, maybe you can just start transitioning slowly into introducing healthier things a little bit at a time to the whole group. The same thing if you have neighbors over for a barbecue and they're used to eating a certain thing. Introduce a healthier side dish, and introduce things just one at a time, a little bit at a time, and maybe move everybody over a little bit. Because when it comes down to it, your life depends on it. Being healthy is not optional. And you can't look at making the changes that you need to make for you to live longer as a social inconvenience for other people. Because unfortunately, we don't look at things down the road and what this is going to look like in 5 years or 10 years or 20 years, or depending on how old you are, 30 years or 40 years from now. You always think it's so far off. But the fact is that it's not. And it's okay to eat that fattening or greasy stuff once a week, or maybe even a couple times a week. But if that's part of your regular diet, your regular routine, then not only is it affecting your overall health, but it's definitely dangerous for your longevity. To have an ageless life, first of all, you have to be alive. And then you have to be healthy, because these bad habits, it's necessary that you do something about it. It can't continue, and you continue your health. You know, my parents used to tell me when I was in my 20s that the fact that I could eat as much pizza as I want. I used to eat hamburgers and pizza were about the only thing I ate, unless I went out to dinner and had a steak. I didn't eat any vegetables. I didn't really eat any fruits or anything. And I was this very tiny person, and I could eat as much pizza or as many French fries as the biggest guys, and I just had this huge appetite. And they kept saying, you know, while you're young, you can eat like that, but eventually it's going to catch up with you. And I was lucky that it never really did catch up with me. I changed completely the way I eat before that ever happened. But the fact is, if you're not eating in a way that feeds your brain so that you don't have memory loss, and also feeds your body so that you have the energy that you need, then you're not going to have an ageless lifestyle, because at some point you're going to reach that place where, whether it's diabetes, heart disease, cancer, it will be something. Going down that path is just not sustainable. So, you know, some people, when they see the light and they change their diet and they get super healthy, they start working out, from the outside their body looks great, but on the inside the cancer or the heart disease is already growing to the point where it's reached the tipping point. And it's gone beyond the place where it can be fixed. And that's really sad. It's sad when you see somebody that came to the realization of what it means to be healthy and how important it is too late. Because there is a tipping point. There is a place that you can't come back from. My mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer when she was 69 and given 2 weeks to live. That's quite a shock. Not just the diagnosis, that it's gone so far before it's diagnosed, but also the shortness of the time period that they tell her she has left, how young she is, and also the fact that, she smoked from being a teenager for, 30, 40 years, but then she had quit several years before this happened. So because it had been several years and she was doing fine, she felt like she had dodged that bullet, only to find out that no, she hadn't. It's shocking, and when something like that happens, there's nothing that anybody can do. It's too late. That tipping point has gone way too far in the other direction. And at the same time, her diet was crap. I mean, her diet ruled the family diet. And I grew up with a very unhealthy diet. I mean, not that we were eating junk food all the time, just that all we ate was meat and potatoes. It wasn't a well-rounded diet. And that continued throughout her whole life. So the combination of the fact that she had smoked all those years and combining that with the fact that she had one of the worst possible diets was too much. So when you're looking at what you can do, the sooner you start to build up those healthy credits in your bank of what's going on in your body by eating healthy, getting the amount of sleep that you should get, getting exercise, a spiritual practice or meditation, some kind of stress relief, all the things that are outlined in the ebook, the 5 Essential Keys to an Ageless Body, which you can get at agelesslifestyleafter50.com. In the right-hand column, just click on the cover. But everything is outlined in there. All these things that are, 5 things, that are so simple and easy to do. It's not a diet, it's not about exercise, it's about the real keys to having an ageless body that make a huge difference, that build up all those credits so that if something does happen, if you're diagnosed with cancer, if it's heart disease or diabetes, whatever it is, that you have a much better chance of reversing that because you have all these good things on your side. It makes a huge difference. When I think about what happened with my mom, and she's been gone for 12 years now, and all the things that she missed. I mean, my dad has been involved in my sister's kids in all of their sports, all through high school and college. Now they've got girlfriends. At some point they'll be getting married and having families of their own. And my dad is healthier than ever. And he'll probably be around for a lot longer. But my mom missed out on a huge amount of things that it's just, really, it's beyond sad. It's gut-wrenching when I think about it. When I think about all the things that she was looking forward to in her life that she didn't get to experience. And this year, I've seen way too many people that are friends or acquaintances that have died when, if they would have had a history of healthier living, might have been prevented, or at least would have given them much more time. And sometimes it's just too late. So this year I've seen people in their 40s and 50s that have died that possibly didn't need to. I have right now more than a few friends that have terminal cancer, and it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to deal with. If you're close to people that are dealing with this, if they're your loved ones, that's when you start thinking about, I wish we would have done this. I wish we would have done this earlier. I wish I would have known this. I've made health and nutrition a passion of mine, to the point that I've been studying it for well over 30 years now. But the amount of things that I've learned about cancer in the last 12 years since my mom died, I just keep researching and I keep learning, because I know so many more things now that possibly could have made a difference for her if I would have known them then. Some of them weren't even known back then, so that wouldn't have been possible. But it's something that your health really is all you have. And it's important that you take care of yourself. It's important that you do whatever you can do to lead the healthiest life possible. Because you never know when it's too late to get started. So if you're thinking, well, yeah, I know I need to eat healthier, I know I really need to do something about all this extra weight, or I know I need to set some goals of changing the stuff that I buy and what I bring into the house, what are you waiting for? If you're saying, oh, well, I'm just going to wait until after we go on this next vacation, or I'm just going to wait until the kids go back to school in the fall, or I'm just going to wait until after this big party, whatever it is that you're waiting for, what if that makes it too late? What if waiting until Monday is too late for you? What if waiting until tomorrow is too late for you? Because you never know when you're going to hit that tipping point where it's going to be too late. I don't want to sound morbid, but I am trying to scare you. I want you to be afraid, very afraid. I want to tell this to you in the most emphatic way I can, that there is a point where it's too late. And it's important for you to make your health a priority. And if there's things that you need help with, that you have questions about, if you're eating in a totally unhealthy way now and you don't know where to start, or you don't know what to do when you go into the produce department and you look at all those vegetables and fruits that you aren't even familiar with and you don't know how to prepare them, if we need like a Food 101 video course where I go through all this stuff with you, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm happy to help you in any way that I can. There are no stupid questions. When I started changing my habits, I had never seen any real vegetables before. The only vegetables I ever saw came in those little half cans that a family of 5 split. So it was like 1 tablespoon of either peas or corn or green beans each for 5 people. So I pretty much started from zero in my food knowledge. I've been there. So if there's anything that I can help you with at all, please don't hesitate to message me, and I'll correspond with you personally, or I'll do videos, whatever it is. But you can't have an ageless life and business without having a healthy body. So do something today to start turning this around, whether it's messaging me about a question you have, getting the Ageless Body ebook and reading that and start implementing those really super simple core things that you need to have in your life to be healthy. Or whether it's, hey Lynn, I'd like to know more about how to get those toxins out of my food, my personal care products, my cleaning products, whatever it is, I'm here to help you. I want you to have a long, ageless life. And so anything you need, let me know. I think that's it for today. Sorry to kind of end on a depressing, scary note, but this is serious stuff. You know, we have to take the health of our bodies seriously. And it's not something that you have to be eating carrots 24/7. Yeah, you can eat different things. And you can still have pizza. You can still do whatever you want in moderation. And what that moderation is very personal to each person. So if you need a plan, if you need some direction, whatever it is, I'm here to help. Just tell me what it is that you need help with. So Dr. K says, would be great for you to share real info. So much fake info out there. It's challenging for people to sort it out. For example, yesterday's report from Harvard doc about how bad coconut oil is. Well, the first thing I would do was see who paid for that study. You know, there are too many cultures around the world in the South Pacific and other places that have been using every part of the coconut, including coconut oil, forever. So I think that's easily disputed, but I haven't read it, so I'd have to check that out first. But really, the reason that I started Ageless Lifestyle After 50 as just a hobby was because I was getting so pissed reading all this stuff on Facebook that was incredibly misleading and half-truths, or telling someone something healthy to do but not telling them that you would not get the nutritional benefit from it unless you also had this, this, and this added to it. And so that's why I started doing it in the first place. So we'll continue this discussion. I would really love to hear from you on exactly what you would like to know. But for now, this is Lynn Pierce saying goodbye from the Office Restaurant here on Medano Beach in Cabo San Lucas. Have a great week. Bye.